What's going on? What's going on? All right. Yes, sir. First trade call for the week. We're about to have a really good week. Very, very, very good week. Yep. Just called a banger for gold. Current price at 19.18. Welcome back, guys. We're gonna have a phenomenal trading week. Oh man, we finna have a phenomenal trading week, man. All right. I'm going to give you guys time to actually come in. Be mindful, today's webinar is actually also streamed live on YouTube. So be mindful. And if you have any noise in your background, make sure you do so respectfully by muting yourself. All right. So how's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Honestly, like I'm really excited about this week in particular. It's a lot of setups that I'm already scoping out. A lot of studying was done over the weekend, and that's pretty much what makes me the happiest. No matter no matter what season it is, and it just so happens to be a really good season because today's my birthday, and so I'm definitely looking forward to running up this week by any means. So without further ado, I'm going to start right away. So let me make sure this recording is awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me check the chat. Appreciate it, Monique. I appreciate the birthday wishes. So first and foremost, shout out to gold. This week is going to be a banger for multiple reasons, starting with fundamentals. We spoke about market overviews on Friday. And so we're already expecting a lot of good movement, all because this week is going to have a lot of a lot of fundamental impact news starting on Wednesdays, especially for the dollar and the Australian dollar as well. And for Thursday, we're going to see a lot of movement for the euro. And I believe the GBPs. I don't know why this is hiding from my eyes, but okay, I must have just skipped it. There it is. All right. So even on Tuesday, we'll see some slight action for the GBPs. Mainly, we have a month-to-month growth domestic product. This will help to understand where the economy is going as far as the growth aspect of the Great Britain pound. To be honest, I'm not expecting too big of a change from August, but they like to keep it at a number where they know they will beat, because ain't no way we came from 0.5% and they're forecasting negative 0.2. All right. So it's definitely going to be above negative 0.2, which could move GBP just a tad. But we'll get into that in a second. All right. So Wednesday, we have core CPI for the dollar. Month-to-month aspect, we're paying attention to how they're already forecasting 0.2%. It's been that way since July, 0.2, 0.2. In July, they forecasted 0.3%, and the previous month was 0.4. So when the numbers came out less than 0.2%, less than 0.3% that was forecasted, then it had a negative impact on the dollar, just a tad bit. But nothing stops the dollar from currently being bullish because of interest rates. All right, so there are bigger factors that does impact our money. And that being said, like a lot of people were looking at USD indexes and thinking price was really going to be selling off. And in fact, what ended up happening is, like, we saw a price did make it into several areas of supply, but they bounced off of the supply, came back and bounced off of the demand, and they just kept on pushing. Especially around 18th of July, we got to see price actually change character right here. And we pulled back, and we haven't stopped pushing since then. So we went from 99 to 105, 104, and we did the same thing here, broke structure, and we kept it going. So that already tells me when it comes to when it comes to the actual dollar, we're not stopping anytime soon. So we have to start going to higher time frames. Okay, so the next area of resistance that we see is 105.92. And honestly, once we break that and retrace, it's over. Like price could be heading back up to November 2022. That's crazy to even think about. Yep. So the ultimate resistance right now is from last year. So we have a lot to anticipate as far as the dollar if things continue the way they are right now. So what does this mean? Well, this is not good news for gold. And this is also not great news for GBP USD neither, because they're all tied up to the dollar. Now, we do have certain news that, certain fundamental impacts that is affecting stocks and, economies and whatnot, and it's China, but let's keep it technical right now. For as long as we know, price for gold has definitely weakened ever since July of this year. We made it to 1985, and because once we made it to 1985, please mute yourselves. Thank you. All right, we made it to 1985 and we lost volume. I'm actually going through this just so I can show you guys something. There's been many instances where even I thought that once price made it to demand like they did over here, that they would somehow find more strength to break 1990, and they didn't. So I love the setup right here. I really do. Because in the previous week in July, one might have thought that price was going to be buying, and then they actually sold back to the demand. They tried buying again, and they lost volume, right? That was a Thursday. Price came in next week, couldn't breach, couldn't make it past this point, and they sold for the whole entire week. History seems to repeat itself a lot on these charts. This is August the 1st. And as we know, a lot of us tried to sell gold for what it was. And then come around August, the middle of it, price was just having a really hard time breaking past 1884. A lot of us were actually in sales here, expecting price to touch 1880. Price says, psych, turned around. And so we've been watching for the last couple of days of August. Price took off running, retraced, and Friday, August 25th was the last touch, and they just kept on pushing. Tuesday did the same thing, just moved and moved and moved price. At this point, it almost seemed like we were going to go for 1960. No, we didn't. All we did was break and sweep the top of this area, this resistance, this supply zone. All right, we swept the liquidity like it was dusty. All right, like we got some dusty furniture and we're spring cleaning in August, right? So then we saw that Friday, September the 1st, we broke structure. And the next week, which was Labor Day on Monday, price sold for the whole entire week. Looks familiar, right? So we're already seeing the factors why gold is just not having a good time actually buying above these areas. Neither did it buy above these areas as well. And we are starting to see for sure that once price sets the tone at the end of the week on a Thursday and Friday, usually there's this tone that's happening here, this reoccurring theme. We are noticing that price will create New York highs right here. And in the beginning of the week, you might see them actually buy up to this point. But once they get to the point of interest right here, that is typically where price just fails to swing higher. And I've noticed that this is a good swing point, at least for the next 24 hours once price makes it there. to hold on to your trades. Now, we do know because of fundamentals on Wednesday, there's core CPI and stuff like that. What could happen is price might become a bit vicious, might sweep the previous days of somebody's swing position. So soon as Tuesday starts rolling around and Wednesday before core CPI news, you want to close and secure your positions. And then after core CPI news by market open around like 9:30, you want to see if price is still respecting retracements wherever they swept to. Then you can consider your swing continuation points. So as for right now, on Sunday, I'm already taking some counter trade buy positions, all because if I believe that price will be buying to failure swing up here, then why not be in this buy? Especially since market opened, I saw price actually sweep these lows from Friday, and then when I dropped down into the smaller time frame, I saw this break, and currently we're at the retest area of what we would call a breaker block. All right, so this is why I have not hesitated on taking this buy trade, and my stop loss is literally like 15 pips. All right, so first target is definitely like Friday's afternoon range right here. And then we'll see what happens from here. Okay. So USD JPY opened up with a big gap. I'm talking about like a behemoth. All right, 113 pips. Why? I have no idea. All right, but there were G20 meetings going on all weekend long. And what else? Yeah, and then at 7:50 they had a money stock year to year news. So for the Japanese yen, we saw that there's a change in total equity, a change in total quantity of domestic currency in circulation. So actually greater than forecast is good for currency. All right, so this data is released in the monetary base report about a week earlier. So this positively correlates with interest rates. And as we can see here, interest rate or whatever numbers they were anticipating are just about the same as the forecast. So that means not much change, and not much change means not much change. So this right here, all this gap has to fill. This already brings a lot of clarity to see where price could be potentially going for USD JPY. And I think worst case scenario, price might just sweep this area again. But I'm still bullish on UJ. It's just that we got to be careful. Like right now, we gotta pull up in the later hours just to see how price behaves itself. I would love to see price kind of sweep this area again for it to start telling me, okay, this is a safe area to start buying from. But for now, I got into my trades for buy. I took some partials, and truth be told, like ain't no telling, because when price shows itself to be retracing like that, there could be one last move to sweep before they run to the upside. Okay. Now looking at it from a 30-minute time frame or an H1 time frame, it seems like they are already kind of mitigating this area. So only time will tell. If we see another breaking retest, then I'll just consider that my entry. Okay. But as I said before, I'm not going to try and take no buys here just in fear of thinking I'm missing out on anything. I'd like to see the sweep. Okay. So back to gold. It seems like they are looking to find themselves a structure here. And since they haven't figured it out yet, it's all good. Ain't nothing to worry about, since we can see that the last point that we could consider is where they swept this low. Wherever pending orders for sales that were there, RIP. Moving on to the indices. All right, so for the indices this week, I'm anticipating price to start out giving me the clues that I want to see, being Friday's market open right there. This is where Friday's market open is at. I want to see them retest this area. I want to see them fail to swing lower than that, or even if they do sweep Thursday's low, right? All of this is going to tell me how price is going to structure itself, and see if price is actually going to be buying towards this area of supply. Now, I remember Mr. D. Duncan asking me, hey, are we bearish for the indices? And I said, yeah, it's bearish until we get to demand. And at the time, I was anticipating that this might have been a demand that they respected. And no, they didn't. But one thing we can say about the indices is that they have been ranging, but they have specific areas of interest, of demand and supplies that they have been using accordingly. Namely, 35,000 and 34,000. We literally have been into a 1,000 point range since August 16th. So when price was selling here and swept liquidity, and shout out to Antoine, I think he was like, yeah, you know, price is bullish. It's been bullish since Friday and such. But one thing is, even though we do call out buys or sells for markets, and we got to make sure, like, when price buys, we got to figure out where it's buying to. And I can't fault nobody, because when these scandals look like they're taking off, we all have this thing where we think price is really going to be going higher than these points. And to our default, price will do things like just sweep above the supply zone, sell back down. And if that's going on a Thursday, you pull up next week and see how prices behaving. If they're failure swinging Thursday or Fridays, then you got your answer right there. Once that happens, then there goes your swing for at least 2 days. Okay, take that for what it is. Take that for what it is. All right, moving on. How I want to see price move this week, even when with core CPI. If there's like high volume, I will come after and pull up in New York just to see if they retrace, and we could see price buy up here, sweep liquidity, and then for the rest of the week, we're probably seeing a continuation to the downside, because how I see this thing is price is just it's losing volume, but little by little. And things are not really doing too good as far as like did y'all know Apple lost about 200 billion in valuation? All right, so China reportedly extends iPhone ban to more workers as tensions with US rise. I feel like this is real real good tea, real good information, because it's like China's in a position right now where they don't have enough going for them. And they are the number one manufacturer in the world. So they're like, damn. So, you know, we got problems with supplies right now. We got to play funny ball. And we got to hurt the pockets of the people who are constantly kind of like taking advantage of us with our low rates. We can't really raise interest rates because of our economy, but we could hurt them where it hurts. Because now, if we are seemingly more understood that we are a threat and we do impact their economy, then maybe they'll play a lot nicer and be a lot more mindful. We already had the chip issue going on. All right. And that slowed down the manufacturing of like electric vehicles and things like that. Now we having this problem with with China talking about, yeah, we ain't really trying to bangs with you like that. The thing is too, like the US had banned Huawei. All right, so this is kind of like a I just love company wars and just like different type of beef like that. It's just funny. It's like we're not that different, you know. So um yeah, so like the US government banned let me just how do you guys pronounce this one? Because
Huawei.
Huawei, I mean, okay. All right. So that's kind of like a yeah, thought we forgot. And so Apple lost about 200 billion. Now, why am I saying this? Why am I talking about this? For all of you guys who love trading US 30, holy moly, look at that. At number one of the United States, Dow Jones, your favorite pair to lose and get clapped on, Apple. So if Apple just lost $200 billion in valuation, why would we think that US 30 is bullish for this week? So like we could see price buy, take out liquidity, but I don't think price is going to be having all types of like crazy bullish runs when core CPI comes. All right. So what could happen on Wednesday is like when core CPI comes, they're just probably just sweep the liquidity and reverse right back and start looking for cheaper prices, because whenever stocks lose valuation like this, they're gonna be going further into cheaper discounted prices just so they can make back the loss and also help investors regain a little bit more confidence. So I'm very much interested in seeing if we're gonna just sweep and sell back down to 34,000s or just a little bit further, 33,800. I ain't about to touch my luck too much, but I am interested in seeing like how they behave off this resistance. Okay. So put my phone on do not disturb. Must be reach out to Hans Allen. Okay. So core CPI news, right? Core CPI news. Anticipation 0.2%. We just might see the same number come out. When numbers come out even, the market really doesn't go anywhere. It just whiplashes, whipsaws. Let's go back in time and see what happened when the numbers came out exactly as said. Okay, August 10th, July 12th. August 10th and July 12th. All right. For those of you guys who be like, oh, how do you backtest? That's how you backtest. You paint the picture, you go and check the fundamentals, you see how price was behaving, all of that. Okay, so August 10th, August 10th, August 10th. We're almost there, almost there. 4 more days. There we go. All right, so what happened here on August 10th? I love history on these charts. It's like, and this is where Billy got clapped. It's okay, don't cry. Happens to everybody, Bobby. Happens to everybody. Okay, so right here, 8:30, numbers came out even. This drone was like, got everybody. Okay, but if you're really looking at where this liquidity sweep targeted people, we saw that like Thursday, the previous day's lows got clapped. And then this consolidation before the hour happened, everybody got clapped. So why am I saying this? If the numbers come out even, don't even bother trying to like force trades and getting all upset. You'll be surprised how much money you can lose in 45 minutes to an hour. Whole time, price broke, pulled back, and by the time US equities market opens at 9:30, here's a beautiful 283 point move, but you've already winded and lost all your money within the 8:30 to 9:30 range. So my advice is this: wait for them to do all of that stuff, come back, see a good structure, take one shot, one kill, put your stop loss in a reasonable area. This would be nice to put right under uh, the order block where the reaction happened. If we see something like this, then that's exactly how I'm going to take the trade. And that's how I'll be expecting them to go and take out liquidity from the previous week. So that's the same thing that occurred in August. Okay. We saw Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So all the price action that happened between the last Friday, the last Thursday, the last Wednesday, they went right at the liquidity of that previous week. So when I flash back into price action like this, I could see the same potential happening. So whichever one I miss, even if price went and bought all the way up here, I'll know like, okay, boom, what was their objective? They went and took out liquidity like they did. Where was I? August 10th. Yes, August 10th. So as soon as they get that out the way too, by 10 a.m., once I figure out that this is where they're headed and this is where they took out liquidity, shoot, I might even take the sell bit. Why not? Because I know target reached. Mission accomplished. Liquidity swept. Like it was dusty. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be very much paying attention to everything that I just said here because I'm not here trying to entertain you guys. I'm here to make some profits. All right. So let's go back into July 12th. Let's see. Oh, July 12th was definitely different than August because they were anticipating 0.3, but 0.2 came out. Let's go and figure out what happened. Let's go back in the past real quick. July 12, okay? July 12, July 12, July 12, July 12, July 12. Okay. This must have been it right there. Yep. July 12th. So price came in, the numbers came out. It was lower than expected. So this was not a good look for the dollar. So for the next 30 minutes to an hour, they literally just bought. And so for core CPI, if you're trading a pair like USDJPY, which honestly I love trading UJ during core CPI. All right, so August 10th and July 12th. Let's go to August 10th real quick. Let's see what happened. All right, so August 10th came out. Soon as news came out, on August 12th, news came out the same, right? So we had Wednesday. Hold on a second. August 10th was a Thursday, right? Interesting. So yeah, they went towards the liquidity of the previous day. It's funny now, but it's really not. So I don't know what y'all understand me saying here. What I'm saying is when price is about to drop news, it goes against the liquidity of the previous day or week. If we're already bullish, then price just goes against the trend real quick, grabs some discounted prices and just pushes. So what you could also do is like anticipate that by understanding what trend you're in and scale in a little bit. If it's too heavy, if it's too quick for you, just let it slide, yo. You could trade another day. If you don't see nothing, trade nothing. Okay. All right. So July 12th. July 12th was a Wednesday. So as you guys can see, sometimes core CPI comes out on a Wednesday or Thursday. And as you guys can see, there wasn't much movement here. So core CPI can be a hit or miss. July 12th, boom. Yeah, like news came out negative, and so USDJPY literally pushed, pulled back, and continued. So if you don't have to catch the 8:30, wait till 9:30 to see what price does, and make sure you understand what trend we're at. Make sure. All right, so the trend is still bullish for USDJPY. But as you guys can see, just like I was saying earlier, they pulled back a little bit more. All right. Now, truth be told, this is a tempting price at it. You know, like this definitely looks enticing. All right. But I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to see if price still respects this area. It is Sunday. There's really no need to rush. But meanwhile, though, coming back into this trade setup, I already called this on my signals page. Shout out to Discord. I done created a really solid set of channels here. And I wanted to also talk about this. Let me new share real quick here. Okay, so some of these channels are private and some of them are general. For instance, we got the general chat here where we get our conversations in. The live session is coming soon. And then there's a signal room. If you guys are interested in the signal room, like I used to call out trades, let me know and I will send you the link. Or you can just actually sign up for the signal room right here. Hold on a second. I don't know why this thing is playing with me. All right, Sir Hans Felix trades. So I'm building everything back up the way it should. Trade signals, perfect. All right, so if you guys want to sign up for the trade signals, drop the link right here. Okay. You get 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, then feel free to cancel. I will now be calling a whole bunch of trades. I will call quality trades. So this is why I've already called this this buy trade here. 11 pip stop loss. I'm anticipating 1922, and we're almost there. We're about to hit TP real soon. Okay, but honestly, I'm looking forward to see gold, as I said before, buy towards 1924, 1925 by the time New York shows up. Why? Well, I said it before. This was where Friday's price action was in New York. So we'll see how the markets play out. But the fact that they swept the liquidity right up under this point, they done vacuumed the liquidity like the basement was filled with water. I likes that. Then they broke structure, pulled back right here. Oh, come on, man. You can't flirt with me like that. You can't flirt with a player and expect not to get swept off of your feet. Come on. I was in that joint like yesterday. Saw that setup and I said, yeah. All right. So I'm in this funded account phase 1. Hold on a second, guys. Let me show you how that's looking right now. I'm about to show you real quick. Full disclaimer, trading in the markets does carry high risk. This is just a display for entertainment and education purposes. Past performances does not guarantee future results. All right. Just wanted to make sure I repeat these disclaimers. It was just 3 bands a second ago. Golly. All right. So I got in these trades for the buy. And yeah, so we'll see how things play out. It's pretty good entries right here. Some solid entries, man. Some solid entries, man. Okay. Nice. All right. So how are we looking right now? Okay. Shout out to Apple, man. It just makes things so much better. All right. So these are how I'm anticipating certain setups for the market. I will break down Euro USD. Euro USD pretty much did the same thing as gold did last week. And truth be told, gold and Euro USD, they move the same in many instances. Ever since July, all because of the shift that happened with everything, we saw price actually stop buying. At first, I was not trusting that the market stopped buying for Euro USD. But then I went back to see it. I'm like, okay, so we swept March last year's liquidity. And then we just kept on selling. We broke structure. July 27th, we took out the liquidity of that previous week. We went from Sunday, we came Thursday, we took out, broke structure, came back. And all we kept doing basically is sweep the top and sell off. And here goes that setup again. Price on Thursday. Oh my God. Oh, no. All right. So on Thursday, we got to see a break. Friday, a retest. Sunday, Monday, they didn't even come up here. They used the afternoon order block instead. And then ever since then, we just been selling off, buying towards supply zones and selling off. So the previous 2 weeks, I remember like I was trying to sell Euro USD and they just would not sell. I was like, all right, cool. So last 2 weeks when we saw price buy viciously, it almost seemed like they were going to be going towards, these areas. But no, they respected the previous week's highs, broke structure just a tad bit, retested the zone, and sold off that Thursday. And next week, not even Friday, they came and retested the zone September 1st. And Friday, Monday, Labor Day, they respected the zone, consolidated. It was pretty ugly. And we just, because we couldn't reach the previous week highs, guess what? Price sold for the next 20 hours or so. So this setup works. I hope I'm speaking to somebody who's taking notes. All right. So I see Jaquel is here. What's up? What's up, Jaquel? We're taking a quick look at Nas 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I made it in time.
I was waiting.
I don't even know what to say about Nas. Like, I just,
I know.
But it's always like that in the beginning of the month, and then later on during the month, it's like okay, it kind of makes a decision, I
Mm,
guess.
yeah, I would say that too. But so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I was thinking that these indices were really bullish, but they really just been losing steam. So this is Wednesday's price action. A lot happened on Wednesday, last Wednesday. I'm anticipating if Nas buys, it probably will just buy towards these highs right here, or actually make the effort of buying up until this point where this order block is. But chances are we just might see a lot of consolidation and then they sweep up and continue selling down because it's a lot more convenient for them right now to sell because there are factors that are just not helping price to buy any higher. So we got some really fresh areas of like mitigation and interest here. And we got core CPI. And if we see a beautiful, fresh, uh, bullish candle, trust me, it's just going to go sweep liquidity. And then by around 10, 10, 15, we might see the beginning of the reversal to actually swing for the next week. Not the next week, but the end of the week. And so, Jaquel, remember and mark my words. If we see that setup, let me know. Let the whole world know at Marcus Academy, cause we coming in. We spinning the block too, together. Okay.
I'll definitely know. Make a note of it in the chat if I see it. If I see it, I hope I see it.
I'll go live. I'll go live. Yeah. So this could be the outcome. So who trying to make 5, 6 figures this week? Who trying to make 2 or 3? All right. So okay, that's what I'm talking about. One person. All right. So I only need one person just to be. All we need is one person to get to the top. Somebody like, I don't know, huh? Hey, these markets been spanking me. Okay, so let's check back in with gold to see how that's looking. Oh yeah. We looking real good. We looking real good. All right. So if you guys want to be a part of my signals group, like back then, the link is in the chat. That's it. You really gotta say too much now, you know. I already called this trade for 30 pips, 11 pips stop loss. It's gonna be a lot of setups this week. I'm gonna throw all types of fire. Okay, so for those who are wondering and asking, just check in the chat real quick. I will drop it again just in case if there's any technical difficulties. It's only 30 a month. I'm just gonna keep it that way. And yeah, I also want to let you guys know Markets Apprentice Academy having moved to Discord is probably one of the best things that happened to me because I'm able to structure things better. And some of the services that people used to ask me for that I used to feel like, man, it's a drag to maintain every different departments. Well, it's a lot better to maintain now. So I want you guys to also know that you guys are grandfathered in until the end of the year. For those of you guys who've been my students who've been with Markets Apprentice Academy, but starting next year, this community, you guys got 3 months to not pay anything, but starting next year is going to be a monthly subscription of $50 a month. Not that expensive, but for the type of value I'm about to continuously bring, I have to charge a monthly subscription out of respect to the value that is going to be maintained in the structure that I will be keeping. And I will be bringing in more live sessions like we did back then for those of you guys who are subscribed and everything. So you guys, congratulations. If you've been rocking with me for so long, you have a pretty nice 3-month discount, which I think is fair. Wouldn't you guys agree? Okay, so yeah. So as far as this week, I'm not really paying attention to GJ like that, but for sure, UJ, Gold, EU, and the indices are definitely on my radar. All right. So that's it for me today. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? All right. No problem. No problem. No problem. I'll see you guys all throughout this week and participate in some really good trading conversations as usual. Thank you for tuning in.
Hans,
Oh, yes.
it's me. You know, I had something to